General Secretary is Joe Kokela. Joe, good morning to you. So it looks like you've reached the end of the line here. Exactly what are you wanting Standard Bank to do? You say reinstatement, but what does it look like, considering that it seems these employees were discriminated against?
Thank you very much, Gerard. Look, there's two things that as SASBO we are looking at. One is the cancellation of all policies that had to do with the mandatory vaccine. And the second one, of course, is the reinstatement of all those plus minus 40 employees that were being dismissed by Standard Bank for them for not having been vaccinated. So one thing that is happening here is we spoke to Standard Bank at some stage when they're formulating the policies, that as SASBO, we do not believe that those policies are humane and that they cannot want to base their policies on all these other government gazettes that have been published. And our plea has fallen into the deaf ears, and up to until they give our people up to the 4th of April that if they are not vaccinated, and then they will be dismissed. So we've learned that there's almost 40 of our members that have been dismissed and others have been suspended, have been put on the precautionary suspension based on the incapacity, of which we do not believe as SASBO that is the right way to do, and we do not believe that it was the right way to deal with the whole issue of vaccine. So since now the government has relaxed all the COVID protocols, and after now everything is relaxed, we went back. I wrote a letter to the Standard Bank leadership to say we'd like them to reinstate all those that they've dismissed with no conditions, and also to withdraw all the policies. But it seems like they're not prepared to do that. So the next step is to make sure that we are going to take them to court, and we are going to put pressure. So I've given them until Friday. So come Friday, if they do not comply for not reinstating those plus minus 40 workers, and then we will meet with Standard Bank at court.
Joe, help me understand. When you say they, I imagine in this case you're talking about Standard Bank aren't willing to do what you're demanding. What has the discussions been? I'm seeing media reports saying that Standard Bank is not commenting on the matter. What exactly has Standard Bank said to you as SASBO?
Look, when we spoke after they issued their policies, before the relaxation of COVID-19 protocols, I met with both the CEO as well as the CE, and we had a lengthy discussion about them to withdraw such policies. And they wanted to argue with me that it's a matter of a principle, of which I do not understand even now what principle was that. And I want to point out to say, since we've sent them a letter last week, Standard Bank has not yet responded. They have not yet replied to my letter. That is why you see us now going to the media, and that is why now we are thinking of contemplating, going to the courts, because there's no reply from their side.
Your understanding of these 40-odd employees of Standard Bank, Joe, why did they refuse to take the vaccination? I'm asking because there was an understood exemption around religious or medical concerns. Are you able to tell me what their reasons were? Was this brought up with the bank for not wanting to vaccinate?
All 40-odd people, they tried to comply with all what was being stipulated to say if one would not want to be vaccinated, there must be religious reasons, there must be the cultural reasons, there must be constitutional, and so forth and so forth. And all the people that have launched such, none of their pleas were really taken seriously by Standard Bank. So people have tried to lodge their reasons for them not to vaccine. But it looked like it was a fait accompli that Standard Bank has taken a decision that will say no vaccine and people will not be at work. So people have lost all that, Gerard, that you are alluding to.
Well, Joe, for the moment then, I'm going to say thank you very much. We'll continue to try and get reaction from Standard Bank as well. Joe Kokela, SASBO General Secretary, joining us here on eNCA, giving Standard Bank until Friday to meet their demands and reinstate the 40-odd employees who we either dismissed or are going through the dismissal processes for not being vaccinated against COVID-19. We're back.